Hey everyone, it's Troy from Road Bike Action here with the new Specialized Crux. Specialized has redesigned the Crux with gravel in mind, more specifically, gravel racing. When it comes to racing, Specialized has always prioritized the feedback of their pro athletes. So when the gravel racers said they wanted something lighter, maybe a bit racier than the Diverge, the Morgan Hill road team responded. This all comes on the heels of their latest road offering, the Aethos, which prioritized weight reduction. The weird thing is, unlike the Aethos name that was new for Specialized, they decided to recycle the Crux name, which historically was cyclocross race focused, not gravel. The new Crux is still race focused, but it's now targeting a more popular gravel category. Gravel priority puts the historic barriers and closed course racing to the side burner. The Crux now takes all of the composite research and development that the Aethos had and adds a bit more durability and reinforcement, essentially optimizing it for the rigors of gravel. Specialized has maintained portions of the Crux Geo, and on our size 54, the head tube is 71.5 degrees with a fork offset of only 50 millimeters. But the new geometry offers a 67 millimeter trail rather than the previous 65. The head tube is also 10 millimeters shorter at just 13 centimeters, while the fork length remains identical at 40.1 centimeters. There are 42.5 millimeter long chainstays with a total wheelbase of 102.3 centimeters, which still leaves room for 47 millimeter tires. Just like the rest of the Specialized recent road offerings, the Crux gets the beloved red bottom bracket. Thank goodness. We received the Pinnacle model, and like the rest of the new Crux build offerings, they are targeting the more gravel, less cross. The SRAM Red Explorer 1x specific rear derailleur is paired with the new 12-speed 10 to 44 cassette. Up front is a 40-tooth chainring on a SRAM Red crank with cork power meter, something many gravel racers will appreciate. For wheels, Specialized has their tubeless ready Revol CLX carbon wheels. They have a hooked bead with an internal width of 25 millimeters. They're mounted with a set of 38 millimeter Pathfinder Pro tires. When it comes to gravel, a CX bike has never been ideal, and despite the Crux name, this is a gravel bike. Specialized knows that for some hardcore cyclocross racers, the new Crux might not be ideal in stock build or geometry, but it will get the job done. The lightweight frame set and quick handling aspects will be spot on for 90% of the closed course battling. For the rest of us, the Crux is now a better option for pulling double duty. One of the first things we noticed was the bottom bracket height. The original Crux had a drop of 69 millimeters, and the new one is 72 millimeters. That's a good balance, since we've always felt like the Diverge was low with an 80 millimeter drop. This helps with pedaling through corners and even maneuvering over technical terrain, especially at high speed. The new frame construction is pretty incredible, with a claimed frame weight of only 725 grams for the Sworks version and 825 for the frames that use the 10R carbon, like the Pro and Expert versions. To be honest, those weights are lighter than most modern road frames. Ours hit the scales at 16.12 pounds complete, and that's probably the lightest gravel bike that's passed through the RBA office. On the road, it was immediately noticeable, as the bike feels nimble and responsive. The bike is fairly comfy, and the balance for both front and rear of the bike managed bumps and road imperfections well, but it's definitely more harsh than the Diverge. The bike also feels shorter than its 102.3 centimeter length. We know this bike has been spec'd for the racer, but the center slick Pathfinder Pro tires are not our favorite. They're a bit small for our gravel terrain, and the smooth center had us sliding on the loose gravel more than we'd like. The tubeless Terra wheels have a hooked bead for those that have not made the transition to tubeless or want to run tire pressures that are far too high. The wheels work well and are wide at 25 millimeters, but we would prefer a hookless bead for the added durability in the likely chance that we strike the rim on a rock at speed. When we look at the new Crux, we can't help but wish it was badged with the new name to minimize the confusion between gravel and CX, but we get it. It's a race bike. With that said, geometry changes are subtle enough that most CX racers will still be happy with its performance over the barriers, but more impressed with its new transformation into gravel priority. The S-Works offering that we have is incredibly light, but so too is the rest of the new Crux line. At $12,000, you will need to be a pretty serious racer to validate the Sworks purchase. But we know we will see plenty of them in the pack filler section with us, just enjoying the achievement of finishing a gravel event. The new Crux doesn't replace the Diverge by any means. Then we'd say 60 to 70% of enthusiasts would still opt for the Diverge. The Crux, in our opinion, would be a solid choice for those that love racing and have the horsepower, but more importantly, the handling skills for a race-oriented bike. We could even see a lot of consumers swapping out the 38mm tires for a set of 30 or 32 road slicks and hitting the Tuesday World Group Ride. Only time will tell, but we hope that the ultralight race bike holds up to the abuse of gravel. Thanks for watching, and if you don't already, make sure you subscribe. Also, give the video a thumbs up. You can check out more info on the new Crux as well as all the other gravel race bikes that are hitting the market at roadbikeaction.com. Also, you could follow us on Instagram and the rest of the social platforms.